goes, "Hey guys, it's Chase, and I just wanted to do a quick video where I actually introduce you to some of my coworkers, and we talk about what it's like to come out at work, and also what it's like for my coworkers to have someone who came out at work." So first, I just want to say how amazing my coworkers are. Yes. I'm really lucky. I work at a place that I really like my job, but I really love the people I work with, and they're some of my best friends, to be totally honest, and I don't think everyone can say that. And they've created this really cool space and really safe place for me to come out as trans, and so I'm not going to get emotional. It sounded like I was getting emotional. So I just want to take a moment and ask them some questions, and we'll go from there. Tell me, I guess, what, well, just in general, have any of you guys known anyone who's transgender before?
No.
No. Okay, so what was it like when you first heard that I was trans? I know I've known different ones of you at different sort of places in my career. I came here to the company as Cheryl, and then I came out to my manager a couple years ago and said, "Hey, I'm going to start going by Chase now, and I prefer he pronouns, he, him, whatever." Was really welcome there as well. And then I came onto this team, and it's different. So some of you knew me at different steps along the way. And then I became, when I started my transition with testosterone, that was just a few months ago. Did you have any sort of initial thoughts when you heard that I was trans, was going to be transitioning, any of that? Silence. I put them on the spot.
No, I guess I would say that my initial thoughts were that, that's a big step and a pretty brave thing to be able to do, to come out and, to say that and do that in the workplace. But, I mean, then again, it's, 2015, and like you said, we're all kind of a close group of friends, so it doesn't bother me, or it doesn't have any, I mean, there's no bad thoughts around it, or what's going to happen. Like, it was just, oh man, awesome for you.
I think also too, for me, it was, what can I do to support you? What would help you?
Katie's my manager, just so you know. So that was great.
Well, I mean, this was even before I was a manager.
Okay.
This is
never mind.
This is well, of course I want to support you as your manager, but this was even before that. Just you as a person. What can I do to support you?
Cool.
And I've always just admired on how open you are to letting us know what you're going through or what's happening, and I've always thought that's just been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting for me because I appreciate Chase and I have really been working together since October. So, when I came on the team, I didn't know if you would include me and be as open with me, and I love it because it's been a great educational experience for me. And we were in a training together, like first, second week of work, and like somebody referred to you as a she, and like that really hurt me personally. And we weren't even that close. Like, I think I was embarrassed for her, and was afraid how it would impact you. So I felt it with you from the beginning.
That's right. We had that connection. No, that's actually really means a lot, because it is definitely, like, as I've continued my transition, I definitely don't get sheathed that much anymore, but definitely at that point I was getting sheed about 50% of the time. So. Sheed versus heed, or hemmed. Heard.
My thought was not so much within, like, the workplace exactly, like your coworkers and your peers, but those that are outside the company that you were dealing with on a professional basis, and how that was going to go over. And so I had some thoughts for, just some concern on how that was going to go, and if there was going to be any negativity or consequences that way. And at least I haven't heard any, which is good, but that was one of the things I was thinking of early in the process.
That's a really good point. I don't think I've verbalized that out loud, but yeah, it was a concern of mine too. We work with a lot of remote people, so even within the company, there are people that I work with that have never met me in person, and I'm not just going around telling everyone, "Hey, I'm trans." So I've been really conscious of that people that I've never even met face to face are probably now listening to my voice and thinking that is the longest head cold I've ever heard. But then my clients also that I work with, they're experiencing me. A lot of them I haven't met either. But I haven't had any negative experience. But definitely was a concern for me too. Were there any sort of, expectations or assumptions you had about what it might be like to, for me to come, me to work with you as trans, or any assumptions about, even just as my friend, what came along with transitioning and being transgender, or anything like that were either confirmed or, not confirmed that you didn't actually experience after all? Does that make sense, that question?
I came in with so few expectations, I don't think I can answer that.
Well, that was not a great question. Let me go back to my questions.
Start again.
As my manager, were there any sort of special considerations you felt like you needed to make, or sort of things that you became more aware of that you maybe weren't aware of before I came out on your team?
Can I talk about some of the conversations we've had with HR?
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
What, like requests that...
Yeah, don't mention the name of the company.
Well, no, I'm not. Unisex bathroom stands out.
Yeah.
That's something I hadn't thought of before. And I can totally see where just for your comfort level, where that's something we really need to work on. I'm leaning on you a lot, or I have leaned on you a lot to let me know what you need, and I hope you feel open to coming to talk to me about that. But I appreciate you being so open, and I think it goes back to what Meredith was saying. Like, thank you for sharing and being open and being so willing to answer questions that we might have.
Or to share things that we didn't even know were questions, which is a whole lot of the area.
And it's great that I think no matter how hard or uncomfortable the topic may be, or the situation for you, that like we all can laugh about it and we all learn from it. And I think it, at least for me, has opened my mind and made it much more easier in understanding, because it can be such a taboo subject, and we don't want to be ignorant about it. It's just if someone doesn't educate us, we just don't know.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. That's good to hear.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it does. It does. I'll say you've been an amazing manager through this process. Like, I can't imagine a better situation. Exactly. Yeah, no, that's going in. And not that I expected anything different, but that's huge, because it could be a different response, or it could just be a more hesitant response. And not that that's bad, but you've just been really open and welcoming, and that's really important. As far as the bathrooms, the gender-neutral bathrooms go, we don't have any in my building. There are a lot of bathrooms here, but none are gender-neutral. And I'm definitely reaching this point, and I had a moment this week, actually, where I went in the restroom and I visibly startled a woman, and I was like, I think we're at the point where I'm going to have to deal with this, and I hate that. Like, that's just not what I'm looking forward to. Although Jeff has very generously offered to escort me to the men's restroom anytime I want, which doesn't seem creepy at all.
Hey, it's the thing, like, well, we got to go to the little girls' room as a group.
Right,
so
right,
it's just,
exactly.
It's just like that.
Yeah, we're just gonna go talk sports.
Yeah, right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Can I ask you something? I referred to it as a unisex bathroom. Is that not?
No, I think that's
okay.
It's fine. I think I say gender neutral just because it's a little more explicit as to why you might want that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really just terminology.
It's like at the mall, it's a family bathroom.
Yeah,
Or family bathroom at all. Yeah.
Wait, what we all want is the one like in Ally McBeal.
Yes.
Right.
Where all the interesting stuff that really happened in the bathroom.
That could get exciting.
That could be good for all of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because
For
that
all
doesn't
of us.
happen in our cubes at all.
Right. Exactly. Like, it basically has already happened.
I was gonna say that's our daily.
have there been any sort of social situations that have changed? I don't know exactly how I'm asking this question or what I mean, but like in the way that we're interacting, whether it's one-on-one or as a group, have you noticed any change at all?
You're much more open and much more confident than I've known you to be. And that's 6 months ago, it's a year ago, we've known each other, what, 2 or 3 years now, something like that. And you're visibly happier, you're visibly more comfortable in your own skin, and it's just good to see that.
I mean, I feel like I can agree with Heather even in, again, I've only known you since October, but in that short time I've noticed a big change in a good way in the last couple months.
And more dates. They're giving me lots of dating advice.
Mostly we're telling you.
Yeah, pretty much. They just mark names off. But that's the advice I get.
I think outside of the more confidence, I think overall, outside of that, I don't think it's really changed. Like relationally, still friends, still doing the same things. It's not like, oh, well, we can't include Chase now, or we need, it's not changing that. There aren't things that we do that are specific to gender, and it's kind of an all-inclusive kind of thing. So we like you because you're you, not,
right.
Because, oh, well, we only liked him when he was a girl.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. So.
I'm just so pissed that you didn't donate your talk to me. Where was that? I was lagging. I was really waiting for that donation.
The Boom Donor Program. Still working on that. It's a little late for me though.
That's a good idea.
It's a whole industry.
That's right.
Whole organization.
They love me more now.
Hey, look what I found laying around.
You found that person in the bathtub with
Yeah.
ice?
HR has now been called. I mean, obviously you guys can see that my team, my coworkers have been amazing. Like they have been, everything they've just said. Not that I prompted them or scripted them in any way.
This is not scripted.
This is not
There's
scripted,
no
as you can tell. Oh right, yeah, I bribed them. But yeah, no, they've just been amazing, and I can't ask for better friends and better work environment as far as my personal team goes and the relationships there. Just to close up, are there any sort of, is there any advice that you would give other people, whether in this company or not, just anywhere, about, if someone comes out at work and how you relate to them, how you interact with them, what that's like. What sort of advice would you give for other people who will be working with transgender folks?
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big thing. Just listen, and like Meredith said earlier, just learning, and just, there's so much that we don't know about. Because the very first question you asked was, how many of you know someone who's transitioned? And none of us do, so it's definitely learning, and it requires a lot of listening, and just to know what's going on, and asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big piece too.
Ditto.
Jen speaks for everyone.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I just used your name.
We've been using it.
Okay.
I don't care.
Oh, crap.
Oh, we have.
Yes.
Don't worry, Steve.
And I think I should probably note that, if you're working with someone who is has come out to you as transgender and created a space, chances are if they've come out to you as transgender, then they definitely, they want to be out. But I think it's worth noting that you may have someone that you work with who you maybe think might be transgender, but you aren't sure. And I would just encourage you that not everyone wants to be outed, and that passing is very important to people usually. So it's always good to sort of listen to that person and gauge what's how they would want to proceed with that. But chances are, if someone comes out to you as trans, then they're going to be open, and I want you to always feel like the opportunity, at least with me, to ask questions, and like that's important to me, to be able to share that with folks. So, and you guys have been great. about that. So that's awesome. Anything else you'd like to add? All right.
We haven't done this one.
No.
Yes.
All you gotta do is turn the camera on. Everyone gets quiet. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to the video, or to me. Please subscribe to me. Like the video. Put some comments below. If you have any questions, I will make sure I send them off to my coworkers so they can answer. And thanks for watching.
Peace.
All right, so let's have story time together. No, I don't expect you to not be giggling because it's work.
Would you like to, like,
hide underneath your... That would be creepy.
we can have a picnic on my skirt.
That's true.
Are you okay with that?
You're recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not live. Don't worry.
Yes, it's broadcasting around the world, 300 countries.
We're on the big,
That's right.
we're on the big screens at
Is this
Times
better?
Square right now.
That's right.
Come scoot towards Meredith's skirt.
The picnic blanket.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like between Jeff's legs.
That's not good.
That's okay. All right. I just will say from the get-go here that Meredith, it really does feel like story time.
I'm laughing in the anticipation of like how giggly this is going to be.
Did you make a mistake asking?
Well, I mean, I wanted people who know me.
People might start unfollowing your channel.
I want you guys to be as honest as possible, and because I don't feel like you guys would ever hold back anyway.
We really
so.
wish Chase would wear something other than blue pants.
That is